Hello everyone, this is Kyle at Mill Street Gardens, and it's been a couple of weeks since our last update video on what's blooming at the nursery, so I thought I'd give everyone a quick show around the nursery to see what's been happening the last couple of weeks. I wanted to start out front. This is often where we keep a lot of our plants that are blooming right now, to show everyone our oak leaf hydrangeas. So this is an underused hydrangea in my opinion, but it's really pretty. It blooms a lot earlier than the panicle hydrangeas, and they get covered with blooms. And I took a picture of one at our house, and I will definitely put it on the screen to show you what they look like once they're established. And then our butterfly bushes are starting to bloom, so that's fun too. And up here, I'll show more of these as we walk by, but here's just an array of just some of our perennials that are blooming. So, oh, and here's this Itea, which is a shrub that's blooming right now that has these beautiful panicles. So this one's been blooming for a couple of weeks already, so I'm glad that we're doing this video now so I can show you it. And here's our Pugster Pink butterfly bush. So this is another butterfly bush that has pink blooms, and it stays on the small side, which is nice. Only gets 2 feet tall and wide. So we got one of those left. All right, so working our way this way, we have this beautiful Invincible Lace hydrangea, which I've featured a couple of times. So it gets the pink center blooms, and which the pollinators really like because these are real flowers. And then it has the sterile flowers. Oops, I'm getting pursued by a bee. It has sterile flowers on the outside, and it's just a really pretty hydrangea. Our Happy Jack clematises have been blooming for a really long time, and we have another clematis that's blooming right now. A lot of this stuff was blooming before. We have just a single one of these Achillea marshmallows. Just one of those left if you're interested. It kind of looks like baby's breath. It's a really nice plant. We have the Anise hyssop. So this is a blue fortune. And of course we got a Japanese beetle on it. So these spikes will grow a lot taller. And this plant is nice because when you do the scratch and sniff, it smells like licorice. So we have the green one, and then we have the yellow leafed one right here. And those are both really nice plants. And I'm just looking for blooms and flowers. I don't remember if the Hello Yellow was blooming yet, but it's in full bloom, and I can show you what that looks like in the showcase garden as well. So we got lots of butterfly bushes over here, and look at that. A lot of our plants, we put them back, but they look a little off because they were growing a certain way, and then we had some windstorms. So when you put them back after they've been growing in a certain direction, I don't know if it looks bad, but it looks different to me. So maybe I just think it looks bad because it looks different. So here's a hydrangea area. The hydrangeas are getting like big and unruly. So we have them all separated out. Here's more of those Invincible Laces, more of the oak leaves. And we have shorter oak leaves and we have taller oak leaves. They're different varieties. We have the mop head type Annabelle hydrangeas. Those are beautiful. And stay focused, Kyle. The limelights are just starting to bloom. So these get giant panicles. These are beautiful limelight hydrangeas. Whoops. And then we have a bunch of different types of panicle hydrangeas, but I'm just going to focus on the ones that are blooming right now. So we have 2 of these beautiful Yuki Geishos panicle hydrangeas. So it has the variegated leaves, and then the panicle blooms, which are nice. Going over here, we have our cardinal flower, which is a flower that the hummingbirds really like. So we were just saying that this is a really good hummingbird feeder because we sell it for less than what people pay for hummingbird feeder and food, and you don't need to refill it. I remember last year the hummingbirds kept on coming back to it and like hitting up every single flower that was on the plant. And they're just really pretty. Our oriental lilies are blooming. Those are really pretty. And they're really fragrant. Over here we have our bellflowers. We have our nepeta, Calamintha nepeta, which is just a nice shrub that gets covered in these little blooms. Really pretty. It does self-seed itself, so you'll notice that this one pot has one plant that's white and one plant that's blue because it self-seeded itself inside of that pot. We have a lot of this pretty coreopsis. It's really long bloomed, really attractive foliage. You notice a lot of this stuff has been blooming for a really long time, but we already talked about it. So right now it's time for the delphiniums to start shining. So we have a couple different types. There's one that has like the mixed on the tag, the New Zealand Stars hybrid mixed one. So you can get like this white one over here, or we have this one that's kind of bluish. You can also get like burgundy or purple. We just have to wait to see what they look like when they're blooming. And then according to tag, these got 3 to 5 feet tall. So just a really striking plant. And then we also have like the classic blue one. That's just like the coolest flower. It's like unreal. So it's got purple in the center and then blue and white on the edges. Okay. And then I don't remember if I showed you to this last time. Showing them as I see it, we have our sea hollies are blooming right now. Isn't that really cool? So that's a plant that will self-seed itself, and not like super bad, but it will move around your garden a little bit, and it's really easy to remove. So if you like stuff that spreads, that's a good one. Our echinaceas are starting to bloom, and they look really good. We're really proud of them. So we got the purple one. This one has been really popular, the double one. Look at that double flower. This is a Prover Winners one, and it has tons of blooms on it. We have the Cheyenne Spirit, which is just a mixed bag of colors. So you can have red, or you have oranges, and different shades of yellows. And then, yeah, a lot of this stuff was already blooming. So I'll pan by so you can see it. This sea of daisies is pretty impressive. And the daisies are a really good pollinator flower too. They're always covered. Like I'm sure they're not like native or anything, but they're always covered. As well as the veronicas. These are always covered with insects too. So we got the pink one, that one's been really popular. And then the blue one. Our salvias, remember how we chopped those back? This Friday already started blooming again. I chopped it back like 2 weeks ago. So I lied in the video. I said it would take 6 to 8 weeks. So that's cool. Some new blooms over here is the drops of Jupiter oregano. So it's just like a cloud of beautiful lavender blooms. And then the striking color of a plant. That's nifty. Our Nymphofas are blooming. This one, if it seeds itself, will come a different color. So you can end up with like yellows, everything in this color story. That's why they call it the red hot poker, because it kind of looks like a fire poker. And it blooms from the bottom to the top. Our phloxes have just started to bloom too. So this was our most popular one last year, the ultraviolet. And we didn't order any more of them, so we just have a couple of these left. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we did order, we do have a couple new colors this year. So we have the white, which is classic white phlox. I think they have a scent to them. Yes, they do. And then we have this like corally colored one. Coral color one's called this Glamour Girl. And then we have the opalescence, which we've had for the last couple of years. That one's really pretty. And our bloom flowers are starting to bloom. So bloom flowers, I call bloom flowers, I think, because they make these little balloon things. And then they open up to that flower right there. And then our Picanthium muticum finally starting to do that thing I was talking about the last video. Maybe you can try to get close up on one. There we go. So if you can see inside, there's really teeny tiny flowers on like these like layers, and then on top they have those like silvery bracts. Eventually the flowers fall off, but the bracts stay on, and it always just looks pretty in the garden no matter what. So that's a nice plant. We got like black-eyed Susans just starting to bloom. Roses are still going strong. Oh yeah, and then the pink mink clematis. So this clematis this is the first time I've ever seen it bloom. They have like little tiny flowers on it. So that's cool. Gets 9 to 10 feet tall and 6 to 8 feet wide. 6 to 8 feet wide. So it's a nice size clematis, but not like too crazy. So we definitely have a lot of stuff in bloom at the nursery right now. And I can kind of show you some of the things in the showcase garden right now that are blooming. Oh, we also, well, it was part of our last video too. We have the Potentillas for sale too. And they were blooming last time. They'll probably be blooming all summer. It's a nice plant. Okay, over here, we have our butterfly weed, the Hello Yellow. So this is the same one that we have for sale. It's interesting. It seems to be like different shades of yellow. This one's like really yellow, and then we got more of like an orangey one. So that's cool. This is the blue Skywalker salvia. Isn't that beautiful? So that's just 3 plants that we planted last year. And we planted 3 of the Coreopsis last year. 2 of them are doing really good. One of them's doing really good too. It's just mini version for some reason. But it looks really good when you plant more than one plant and you plant them in clumps. And then we have this clump of the snow-capped daisies, and they are really, really happy. I don't know if it's because the first time the soil's been planted in, and it's just, well, planted in recently, and it's just like full of nutrients. This is a short daisy, but it's definitely topping out taller than what the tag says. And we just planted a lot of them because we wanted that impact. And eventually too, you can see that there's 5 separate plants. Eventually that will just all become one big blob basically. So we'll have a blob of this, and that will grow into the 9 bark. And then there'll be a blob of this, and this will be a blob. So it'll be like blocks of colors and flowers instead of just individual plants. Oh, and over here too we have the yarrow, which I didn't show in this video because we showed that last video too. Here's that one hydrangea. The invincible lace. So that's looking really good. Oh, and thank you for keeping on watching me as I meander through the garden. The pink Coreopsis None of the ones in the pots are blooming yet, but I can report that they are really cute when they bloom. And then here's some cardinal flowers not blooming yet. But I want to show people that you can have cardinal flower planted in a normal garden bed, and it's adaptable enough where it'll do well for you. Alright, so thank you for watching our video today. I just wanted to show everyone how good everything was looking in the nursery. And everything that I showed you today is perennial, because we specialize in perennials and shrubs at the nursery. So anything that you plant will give you blooms for this year and will bloom for you for years to come. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't on YouTube and Facebook, and have a great day. Oh, here's a PS. This is the Nephofa I was talking about. So as you can see, one plant is yellow and one plant is orange.